Salvador since 2021. I'm 39 years old. I have a husband. 1 month ago, I got married. We don't have kids, but we have a little dog, Lica Salsichinha. My dog is terrible. She has a lot of energy. In my free time, I like to spend my time with my friends, with my husband. I like to drink wine. I like good. I am marathonist, so I love running for 2 kilometers. By the way, I like to go to the beach, and I think that's it.
Amazing. I didn't know a lot of things you just shared. That's awesome. Thank you, Apoena. What is your favorite color? Just curious.
I love colors, but I think it's yellow.
Okay, it's a good one. Thanks. And you, Ju, what about you?
My favorite color is a purple, light purple. I love it, light purple.
I see on your social media. That's why. Good. And you, Isabel, can you share anything about yourself that is not your job?
Okay, I
Fun
will
fact.
try. Let me think. That's difficult. My gosh. Well, sometimes I like to ride a bike because next to my house there are I don't know how can I say that, but a big space where we can walk or ride a bike. But I need to take care because the last time I don't know how to say that in English, but me queimei inteira.
Because of the sun?
Yes, because of this. Oh my god, I think my connection's kind of bad. No.
It
Yes.
had a delay, but now it's okay.
Okay.
We
Okay.
understand.
I
Thank
think
you.
back. Thank you.
Now, it's perfect now.
Okay, nice.
Good. Thanks for sharing. And you, Yasmin?
As for me, in my free time, I like to go to the gym. I come back recently because in a few months I hurted my feet, so I have to do a pause in some months. But recently I come back to the gym and I like to go to the gym.
I admire these people so much. You have no idea because I have to like the gym and I don't right now. I don't, but I know that's important. Yeah. So let me take a look at the questions. Yeah, number 2. We were watching a video about living on autopilot that was more like a scientific video, but let's share ideas, opinions, talk from the heart. How does living on autopilot look like to you? Is it your case? Apoena, can you start?
Yes. I think it's not my case in this moment, because I think that sometimes I live on a autopilot. I think that everyone in a moment live like this, but nowadays I have my routine, so it's not my case.
What is the meaning of that for you?
I think that autopilot, é assim que se fala mesmo? Autopilot?
Yeah, autopilot.
Autopilot.
Mm.
I think it's when you live without focus, just breathe and live. I think that's it.
Great definition. Like you are just existing, nothing special
Yes.
happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Can you choose someone to answer the question? Your mic's off.
Isabel,
Okay.
please.
Okay, sure. Well, I agree with Akwen about the meaning of autopilots, like someone that don't think too much and just do the things that your brain or she did all days and just exist and doing in your routine. I don't know if it's my case. I think not, because I like to plan the things that I do actually, and I start to think what is kind of things that I'm doing now brings me in the future, what I want, something like that. So I am in a moment that I'm starting to think about that and planning my routine and my goals, something like that. So I think it's not my case, but I understand that in some situations, for example, when you like the video when you drive a car and you know the way that you needs to do, if you do that all days, uh, maybe in the future exists a day that you just do this activity not thinking too much about the way that you are going. So I think it's common if we think about that, the same sense. And I need to choose someone.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so Juliana, what do you think?
So I'm sorry, and it's not good moments to talk because the dogs it's so very happy now.
Do you need some minutes? I can give you that.
Yes, maybe older people person can talk now.
Okay, let me know when it's good for you. And you, Yasmin?
I agree with the girls that talk about the living in autopilot is do the things without thinking about it. And in my perspective, this can be good in some situations, like in the video when you are brushing your hair. Some situations can be good. You do things in the autopilot, but in other situations it can be hard. Like, for example, you are in a party and you don't think it about it, and your mind is uh, far away from here. No, in my moment right now, I I see in sometimes I'm living in a autopilot, like some activities in my job there are repetitive. I do this in autopilot yet, but in other situations I see I'm not living in autopilot anymore. No.
That's good. You can balance these moments, right, in your life. Okay,
Yeah.
I understand. I think that I need to break free from autopilot mode because sometimes it's comfortable. You are familiar with that situation, so it's hard to change. And especially here in my home, sometimes I I'm doing some things like cooking or cleaning, and it's boring, but sometimes we can make it fun, like listening to music or doing something in a different way, maybe. So I believe that right now I can relate to this topic, so that's why I brought it in the first place. But I'm trying to little by little change some things in my routine, like you girls mentioned. So it's important to be aware of that because it's how you can change and improve some things we don't like so much. Ju, can you say something now?
Yes, now I can talk. I think living on autopilot, for me, it's like you do the same thing and you don't need to think about these things you do. I a long time in my life, I need to do these many things, and my life is autopilot, especially for studies, uh, things in the college, things like this. It's you you need to think new things, but your routine do you makes you do the things, the same things, and it's not good for your creativity, I think.
It's a good point. We need to exercise our brains in different ways, challenge ourselves. Yeah. So let me choose another question. I think I'm gonna skip number 3 for now because I wanna go deeper. So question number 4. How can we impede or prevent ourselves from losing lust for life? Like lust for life is a desire to live, like excitement about the life in general, So how can we prevent ourselves from losing this feeling in our hearts and daily life? Yasmin, how can we do that?
I think living out of balance can make people lost the love to live, and because in our routine, there are so many activities that are boring, like you said, cleaning the house, cooking, and sometimes can be difficult to turn these moments in exciting moments, And for me, I think the thing that helps to not lose the desire for the life is just try to make this moment a great thing. Like when you are cleaning the house, maybe put a music or dancing when you are doing it. So I think the thing that helps is change the way you do the things and try to I don't know how to say this in English, but aproveitar this moment. Uh, no, I don't know if you understand my point.
Completely. Really wise words, for sure. And who do you choose now?
Isabel.
Okay. When I saw this question, I started to think in general, for example, not just activity specific. So in my case, something that helps me to understand the meaning of the things, or even have faith about the future, something like that, is my religion. So I learn about values and understand the truth in that situation. So it helps me to not losing faith and starting to think more positive about the situations, or trying to improve myself to conquest something that is important, or understand what is important as well. So in my case, that helps me. And about that, I think more general, that question. And what about you, Apuena? What do you think?
I agree with you, and I agree with Yasmin. I think it's important have a routine, but sometimes this routine can become autopilot. So I think it's important put new things in your routine. Sometimes to start a new exercise, to listen other musics. I don't know how, but I think it's important. I like my routine. I think it's very important to have a routine, but it's important experimentar other things.
But you're living that right now, right? Because you got married recently, so I imagine it's quite different.
Yes. And you, Juliana, what do you think?
I agree with you. I think it's important to have a routine to structure your life, structure your week, your month, your year. But it's important to do different things in the week, in the weekend. You change a different restaurant. You 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 uh, uh, you use a different way, uh, talk with different people. I think these things it's important for us and the was brain.
Yeah, the mental state also depends on that, right? Not always. I think it's like we saw on the video, it saves energy, but at the same time, we need excitement. We need something new to look after. So I try to stay connected to my friends. I think that's really important, because sometimes a conversation can make your day so much better, can make you feel like hopeful again, and not can change a lot of things you have in your mind, like, oh, I can count on these people, life is special, like you see the cup half open and half full, the metaphor. So yeah, I believe that is important to have good people around us. So talking about decisions, question number 5. What decisions do you consider small, and what about the big ones? Let me see. I think Yasmin didn't start yet. Maybe.
Okay, my internet seems unstable, so I turned off the camera, but I am hearing you. Is about the let me see. Um, I don't know. For me, the big decisions is the decisions you consider you health, no, in in a few days ago, I I have other conversations here in TNT, and those conversations I had make me start to think about the things uh things there was bad things for me. No, I nowadays I'm studying and working too, and I in the past I also was doing other free courses. No, so my days was so filled about because of this, and this started to affect my health. So I oh my God, how I say this in English, but uh, eu tomei a decision for me that thinking about my unhealthy, and for me all of decisions you do thinking about your healthy, and it can be big decisions, no, and small decisions for me is the decisions you consider this decision isn't affecting you in the next 5 years, no. And for me, always I have to take a decision. I think this will affect me in the 5 years, no. And this helps me to balance the big decisions and small decisions too.
Yeah, it's interesting your perspective. And thank you for sharing, Yasmin. It was really helpful. And you, Apoena.
I agree with Yasmin. I think any decision is important. For me, there isn't a big or a small decision. Maybe in exactly moment that you decide about something can be not too much, but maybe 2 weeks in the future, 1 month after, can be a big decision. So I think like this. But I think when we was young, like teenager, I think our decisions can be big decisions, like what university, what do you do in the future, something like this.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Thanks for sharing. And you, Isabel, what's your opinion on this one?
Well, depends person to person. Some decisions that someone need to do, maybe for this person's too big if we compare to another decisions for another one. But in my opinion, in my case, I think big decisions is like start a family or move to another house, starting to live alone, something like that. Or like Apuena said about think what you're gonna to do in your future, the profession, something like that. So maybe the decisions that is going to change your routine in your life in a level that are considered, not like some decisions that what I'm going to eat today, like burger or something like that. So I think it for me it's something like that.
Thanks for sharing. And you, Ju, I'm curious about your opinion. Go ahead.
For me, small decisions as something like not impact in my life too much or the people around me. And something like I buy different brands, for example, if for my all use, different brands, the shampoo, for example, don't impact the life, my life, the people around me, but big decisions impact my life, impact my people around me, people I love, people don't love, I don't love. I think it is.
Yeah. You really got me thinking, especially Apoena, because I was like, oh, small decisions, clothes you wear, but I don't know, your hairstyle could be small, but maybe you decide to buy some piece of clothing, and you got a job interview and you felt confident, and that job changed your life. Who knows, So maybe something that could be just a detail apart in your day becomes huge because of life. We cannot predict what's going to happen. So yeah, maybe there are no such a thing as small decisions. Big, I think there are, but small, who knows? It could be a surprise in the future. Yeah. So I'm gonna skip some questions. We have quite some minutes left. Number 8. This is a good one. Is the autopilot mode a self-defense mechanism? Something we do to protect ourselves in any way? What do you think, Isabel?
Well, I actually don't know. I don't know if it's something like we talk about something that you do in your routine, just do and don't think about it. But maybe autopilot mode is like self-defense if you think about that and with this intention. I don't know. Maybe I wanted to be like that because of this, and I feel more comfortable and something like that. So, maybe if there is some intention with that attitude, maybe can be considered like self-defense. But I don't know.
You never know. Just talk and guess sometimes. Just exchanging ideas. And you, Ju?
Number 8, about number 8.
Yeah.
I think at the moment it's considered autopilot. It's considered self-defense, and because sometimes at the moment people have a lot of things to do, and don't have time too much to maturity the situation and the need to do and the autopilot. I remember my colleague in my last job. She will be married and they have a lot of things to do, and they and she don't want more the promote because she have a lot of things to do, and the demands too much for the new activities in job, and we and the marriage, the things we need to do, and she declined the promotion because this situation.
Really brave. I don't know if I would have done the same because I think too much about money, I guess. But she has a good point. She had a good point. And Yasmin, please.
For me, autopilot can be considered auto-defense mechanism in some situations, like you are so tired uh, to just live your life and you start to do all the things in autopilot mode. No, you just can think about it because you are too tired to think about it. Uh, and in other situations, you're just acting in a autopilot mode because you are you are I don't know how to say this in English, but acostumado with this now. Like in the video, some things you just do in autopilot because you are a master in this, no, and you just not don't think about it. But sometimes you act in uh, autopilot mode because you need to have a auto defense mode at this moment.
Yeah, it's true. Reality is too hard sometimes. I can see your point. Thanks. Apoena, go ahead.
I don't know. I don't think so because I think that it's hard to realize that you are in autopilot sometimes. So I don't think so.
Yeah. Sometimes people are outside the situation, they can notice, but the person cannot. So yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So let's have a quick round. Just one last question. Number 10. What areas in your life do you consciously choose not to live on autopilot? Ju, can you share about it? Your mic's off.
I'm sorry.
No
I think
worries.
it's important. Don't live all the time in the autopilot in different areas your life. But I think for family, it's not. It's important. Don't have autopilot because it have a lot of feelings, uh, and the communication and things you need to do for people around you. And I think the family, it's important to not autopilot.
They need our attention, our love. I completely agree. Yeah, that's fair. And Isabel, your turn.
Okay. Well, what hours in your life do you? I think the hours that I choose some goal and I understand what is meaning and what I need to do and okay, is that I choose not to live in autopilot because I understand what I'm doing. For example, I think about it. And in another case, something like take shower and other things, something like that. It's more routine things that I'm doing all days. Maybe this can be considered like autopilot. But in another case, the things that I think about it, I choose not to live in that way.
Yeah, it's important to have this conscious, but sometimes we are just doing it and only after we think. It's quite often. And you, Apuena?
I think in my case, with my family and with my friends, I try to do a new things every week sometimes. For example, go to the cinema during the week, go to the beach during the week. In my job, I know that you said for us, don't talk about your job, but in my job, it's impossible to stay in autopilot. So for me, it's okay, but my personal life, for me, is more important. So I try to have a pay attention about this.
And you can talk about your job. It was only
Yeah.
don't define yourself by it, because it's one of the first things we say when we introduce
Yeah.
ourselves. So this is my job, so I wanted to know more.
Yeah, yeah.
That's okay. You are so much more, I'm
But
sure.
but it's so nice talking about other things and forget a little our job.
I'm with you. Yeah, for sure. And last but not least, Yasmin, what about you?
For me, the principal area I choose do not acting in a autopilot mode is in personal relationships, like the other girl said, in the friendships, in the relationships, just do not act in autopilot. No, even when I am tired, I always try to pay attention 100% in that moment. So for me, is the principal area I try to be in there, of me being there.
It's hard to be in the moment completely. We are thinking about a lot of things, but if you can make this effort, it's amazing. Thank you so much, girls. I really loved this conversation, by the way. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as me. Do you want to say anything else about this topic? No?
For
What's
me, this
nice?
topic, oh,
Go ahead.
for me, this topic and this questions was so good because, like you say, the work is the first thing we say when we are present ourselves. And in the first question, you put the no, no, say your job. No, this was cool to talk about other things that isn't our job.
Yeah, people are interesting. Each one, it's a completely different world. So yeah, I like to know more about all of you. And I learn about myself as well, always in our meetings. So let me call the others back so we can finish this conversation. I hope you can leave it thinking more about, doing something different, challenging ourselves, and not only living on autopilot. It's for me, this message, not only you. Okay, let me see if I can receive everyone. Hey, hey. Welcome back. I'm really curious, how was the conversation, Luciano?
I amazing. Amazing this conversation, Sarah. It's interesting subject. Congratulations. And that's it. Thank you.
Okay. I have a question. Okay, another one actually. Do you think you live on autopilot mode?
Sorry?
Do you think you live like this on autopilot mode?
Sometimes, yeah, I believe it's normal, and sometimes in my life, my day by day, I live in autopilot, but in the practically and all the time, I consider one person following the routine, they pay attention, but it depends the activity or tasks.
Makes sense. Thank you so much for sharing and for joining this conversation. I'm also curious about Carol. How was it for you?
It was great. I realized that I'm a person who likes the routines and not the autopilot, and kind of different of the rest of the persons in the room. But it was also great to talk with all of you.
Could you discuss number 3?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's a difficult question to answer, having the difference between routine and living on autopilot. So for us, it's like uh, autopilot. It's some small tasks, and routine was like the something you do, and the sets of little tasks that you do. Sometimes in autopilot, sometimes not.
Yeah, that was a good discussion, I imagine. Thank you so much. And Fernando, we were discussing number 10, which is which areas in your life do you choose not to live on autopilot?
Mm, this is difficult. I think, oh my gosh, I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe to do things like I love going to concerts, so I need that. I was talking about this in the room. I need something that I need to expect for something. I need this expectation to is like a fuel for me. So it's good for me, and it's bad at the same time because I don't like to create expectations, but it's kind of incoherent.
Impossible for me. I can't be that person. I wish I could. Guys, thank you so much for the conversation. Thank you, Ayla, Wanda, Robert, Yasmin, Carol, Isabel, and Beatriz, and Apoena, of course. I hope to see you next week. We're gonna talk about, I always forget. Oh my gosh, what is the topic? We're gonna have a conversation about love languages. I remember now. So if you wanna discuss this topic, more than welcome to join, okay? Thank you. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.